Oh, what's up, friends?
Oh,
Yo,
what's up?
How's it
Hey, Nick.
going?
yo,
Yo, yo, yo.
that delay.
Howdy.
I know,
It's
right?
good. How are you?
Dude,
It
I'm
was
doing.
painful, Quinn. I couldn't remember my Twitch password, and I wanted to be like, "You can't take the monorail."
Oh, I saw you. I saw your
delay.
message in the corner because I had Slack open still, so I subtly changed my plan after seeing your message.
Smooth. I like it.
Well, cool. Well, thank you all for joining. I do have some questions prepared, and then we'll also be taking questions from chat too as well at the end. So
Cool.
I will only ask you the good questions from chat.
Groovy.
But first, I think, I mean, that map, unbelievable. So, I mean, huge props to you guys and the team. So maybe we start just with who you guys are and what you do for the team. And we can start with Stagnita.
I'm Mike Stagnita. For Jurassic, most of the stuff that I worked on was all of the logic. So anything that has to do with functions, behaviors, setting up the disaster system. But really, I would consider myself a jack of all trades. I'm setting up animation controllers for the dinosaurs. Pretty much anything that doesn't have to do with like actual asset creation, like texturing or modeling. Is something that I've had my hand in. So, and
Cool.
then broadly for Minecraft, I'm the designer for figuring out a lot of the creator stuff. So, adding new slash commands and tools and stuff. So that should be pretty exciting.
Yeah, I'm super excited about the creator org and that team, and I couldn't think of a better person to be helping define a lot of those goals and stuff. So, Tia, do you wanna give us a little overview? Introduce yourself.
Yeah, sure. So I'm Tia DeLupin. I was the producer for Jurassic World. And basically, I feel like sometimes people ask me, what is a producer? And honestly, it's really just the person who's helping keep track of all of the moving parts, everything from the music rights to actual like working with the sound designer, having them connect with the designers, working with the art team, the animation team, the marketing teams. And so I'm essentially the person who keeps track of all of the scheduling, a lot of the timing, and making sure everyone is aligned, because on a project especially as big as Jurassic, there was a lot going on all the time. And we were right on the cusp of being the most technologically advanced pack in the marketplace to date. So there's a lot of things that can go wrong in the process. So basically, that was my job. A lot of everything, but not the programming part.
Nice.
Yeah.
That sounds really cool. I know I feel like the definition of producer is always different where you go, but it really just comes down to just making sure everything ships on time. That's really kind of the main thing.
Yeah.
And well, there was a couple of hiccups, but we made it.
Yeah, it was a journey. No one saw COVID coming too. So add
Yep.
that a little cake here of the things that came knocking at our door. So that's why it felt so good to have it ship out on Tuesday.
Yeah. And Kirk, tell me more about yourself and your role in the team.
Yo. So I'm Kirk Barnett. I am senior pixel artist, and I helped out on Jurassic and at Minecraft in general. I do art reviews for the art team. I'm also sort of like the resident pixel art scientist. Any pixel art questions people have, any projects, I sort of take a look at and give feedback on, give edits, try to help people, just learn pixel art technique. And yeah, so I helped a lot with the dinosaurs, skins, items, textures, how it looks. Um, super fun to work on. This pack was great.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was the thing that jumped out to me. Like, I mean, this is literally like I've seen the reviews and a bunch of this stuff, but I never actually played the map. This is the first time I ever played it, and that was the first thing that jumped out to me was just the how much art there was on both the entities and the textures on the blocks and entities and the NPCs and stuff like that, and just how unbelievably high quality it all was. So I was super blown away by just how good everything there was. So
Thanks,
I
man.
think
Appreciate that.
Yeah, you're very welcome. It really showed the
Yeah.
amount of effort that you guys put into it.
I'd say like every review that I've seen it's like the one thing that's consistent across everything is how the art team blew it out of the park with the dinosaurs with models and textures. So
Mhm.
Yeah, consistently too. I mean, that's a lot of dinosaurs and a lot of textures and blocks and everything to be consistently good at.
Exactly.
Yeah. Shout out to Sarah, Linus, Brandon, and of course Dylan and Joel as well. Like they all put a ton of work, like just making everything from scratch and making it super accurate to the franchise and really charming and have the character and be fun and be Minecraft.
and I'll throw out Bart there as well, our animator that did a lot of the animation work that brings the dinosaurs alive.
I knew I would forget somebody. I'm forgetting lots of people
It
here.
always happens. There's a lot of people, so
the team is so massive and there's so much in this pack. But
yeah, that's gonna be my next question. Like, so how many people actually worked on this thing? Like, you don't have to name every single person individually, but like, I know there's like a lot of teams that worked on it.
So last time, I was like, the last time I kind of rounded up the names, on the Minecraft side alone was something around like 27.
That includes all of our like marketing and all that other stuff as well, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like our business contact, our marketing contact, our music contact.
Yeah.
So it's not just design and art, for example, but I'd say it's something around there.
In terms of the actual map, it's probably closer to 12, if just ballparking on like the actual asset creation and like in game. So
agreed.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah,
but yeah,
I mean, I just love like just
overall,
how much we like came together as like a full studio to make this thing. Is pretty awesome. So one of the first questions from chat was, how does it feel to finally have the the dino out of the egg, the cat out of the bag a little bit? How does it feel to actually release it?
Great.
Oh man.
Yep.
I've done so much better. I feel like the clouds have brightened up, the sun has shone through, and we're like, yes, it's working.
I mean, a lot of people on our team are. I mean, I'll say this for myself and for some other people I can think of. I mean, we would continue working on like we're just workaholics, so it's nice that it's out and there's kind of like a breath of fresh air of being able to calm down and not just think about this like 24/7.
Yeah. Especially with working from home, it's much harder more than ever before to separate work from like your home life, because your work is now like in your kitchen or your dining table or wherever it is. So I feel like everyone can take kind of this sigh of relief because the essence of time is not so intense anymore. We're not like we have to do it by this date.
Yeah. No, I totally imagine just like that feeling of just like, I mean, just like the ease of just, oh, we're done. And now you get to just kind of, watch community reactions, see people, Let's Players on YouTube, and just like the amazing, just the amazing support of the map itself. So let's see a couple other questions from chat too as well. Where can people find you guys on social media? I know Kirk's there.
I'm not a social media creature. I don't have a Twitter or like anything else. So pretty hard, I would say, to find me on Twitter or social media.
That's funny.
I'm generally a pretty reserved person, so
no worries.
I can relate to that. I don't have a Twitter or a Snapchat. I don't even have a Twitch account, which apparently I've been missing out on for far too long because I've been missing out on this. And I didn't realize you were doing this for so long. This is pretty great.
I know we've been going for 4 months now. I don't know how the fuck it like came so like 4 months just flew by, but I think that's just how time works. But
you're gonna be the only person I really watch at this point, so
every
I'm
Friday.
excited. Yeah. So yeah. Sorry, I'm not on social media much.
Yeah, no Twitter. You could consider us dinosaurs.
Just extinct.
I know, Kirk, you got some Twitter. You got some Twitter stuff.
I do have a Twitter. I don't post very often, unfortunately. You could check out my portfolio. I mean, that's always fun.
Yeah.
I can post it in the chat.
Oh,
that'd be pretty sweet.
Yeah, there's some stuff in there. You know, we're all adults here. Just, it's all good. That's all I'm saying. All right, cool.
I guess now that I
It's
think about
art.
it, I only have an Instagram, but it's only for art. It's not related to work at all, so you won't see anything related to
Mm.
to Minecraft or honestly anything technical. It's usually just like hand drawings or paintings.
Yeah. So I knew Kirk before he got hired on as Pixel Pile Driver. I knew that name and had seen the work the work he did. And when somebody mentioned that he was joining the team, I was like, holy shit.
Damn.
He's
That's
joining
crazy.
the
How
team.
did you know me? Where did you know
It
me
was
from?
some random person like retweeted it. I literally can't remember because this was, when you started, so it's, a year and a half, 2 years ago, whatever. And I believe I started. I don't think I followed you on my main account, but I knew about you from that retweet, and I literally just scrolled through all of the stuff that you made, and I was just like, this is super cool. And then your wife too, she does some really awesome, some awesome art too as well. Like there's just a vibe to the stuff that you guys do that's really, really cool.
Thanks, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
she's great. For
That's so
sure.
wholesome.
She's super talented and creative.
Yeah.
We got some stuff in the works actually that's a secret, but this isn't the place to talk about that.
Oh, look at
Maybe some
that.
other time.
All right,
tuned.
so jumping into some more questions kind of about the world. How cool was it to kind of get to work on an IP like Jurassic World?
I think everyone is pretty ecstatic. It's such a well-known and beloved IP, and for a lot of us, especially people around my age, it's definitely a childhood. And I just love dinosaurs just in general. So being able to have an impact on this was super cool. Someone asked in the chat, is there extra pressure when it's tied to a particular franchise? And the answer is always yes. And especially for something that we all know and love, we all want to make sure that we're doing justice to the film and all these media. So being extra careful with details and stuff. As you play the map, you'll notice some of that. We have the crashed car from the original T-Rex encounter in Jurassic Park at the bottom of the cliff. There's the destroyed porta potty there as well.
Yes.
If you look around, so there's all these tiny things and stuff that we wanted to make sure that long time viewer, not just Jurassic World, right? We want to include the whole franchise when possible. So it's it's definitely pressure, especially the art side. Kurt could talk more about, but making sure that we're presenting. It's this is blue. This is what blue is supposed to look like, right? So yeah, absolutely, and that's true for any licensed content, right? At the end of the day, the license holder is the person who can say yes or no, right? So yeah, so at the end of the day, we got to follow along with what they want.
Yeah, and really worked, and because I know you guys worked super closely with Universal to really to nail the look and feel of Jurassic Park and Jurassic World in the map itself, through the lens of Minecraft, which I think is such a cool lens that you can look at that IP through.
Yeah.
There's so much detail that goes into every art asset, and it just really comes down to all the different types of gates, right? It's not just one and done. It's created, iterated, feedback, and then it just repeat until both parties are happy. And so Mike said it best, is that there is a lot of pressure because this is such a beloved franchise, right? This is the big one. It's as big as dinosaurs, right? So it's not easy to get in the first try or the first 2 tries, maybe even 3 tries. And that's what makes this pack so special, is that overall, there's so much in it that are also helpful for any kind of Easter egg searching that people can find, if it's like the porta potty in the forest, or signs that allude to something else. And there's a lot of little details that people might not catch this early. I know it's it's only, it hasn't even been a week, so if you keep searching, I'm sure you'll find a few more. There's quite a few Easter eggs in there.
That's cool. So then, how long did it take you to build this whole thing then? I think that was a question from the chat. I think.
Yeah, it's true.
I had something to add to this.
Oh yeah,
Sorry.
go ahead.
Just that working with an IP holder on a franchise is a lot of fun. we went back and forth. And something that's interesting is that we actually made especially the skins more realistic than they look now. And Universal wanted us to pull back and make it look more Minecraft, which is hilarious. We went for something like
interesting.
really realistic looking. So there's this like version of Owen that's super like, it just looks just like Chris Pratt. It's so accurate. And we pulled back and it's more Minecrafty now.
That's cool. But I feel like you found like that's the coolest part about the the entire development process of this, and the fact that Universal is such a great partner in it as well, is like you were able to go back and forth and find like the exact perfect balance between respecting what they've built with Jurassic World and Jurassic Park, but then also honoring Minecraft and its legacy and how it looks and everything like that. And I think it's pretty impressive how you nailed it.
Yeah, one of the fun things, and it's kind of like a point of pride for the team, is on the back and forth, is when we were creating the map, there's across the movies there's like a lot of continuity differences across the island, and so struggling with where things should actually be. Like if you watch Jurassic World, the Mosasaurus area, the water that it's in is in like a lake in the middle of the island, but then in Jurassic World 2 it opens like directly out into the sea, which means we'd have to be on the side of the island. So there's a lot of stuff like that where we had to reconcile and talk through. And the one of the things that they've said to us is like this might be like one of the most accurate maps, and like will definitely help us inform us like going forward. So like actually part of the
cool
canon and stuff. Or
That's
maybe
really
not
cool.
canon, but
Yeah, tell me a little bit more about the world build process, because that was also one of the things too that like even just looking at the maps that are on the walls, you can see that it's the full Isle of Nublar, like it's the whole thing. So like tell me a little bit more about kind of how the design process worked for that, and then kind of how you worked together with Universal and built the whole thing.
Yeah, so and someone asked like how long it took as well, and I'm trying to think. It was it? I don't think it was a full year. Maybe it, like there was,
I mean,
it's also hard to know like when do
The whole
you.
project was slightly over a year.
Yeah, because there's like
No.
obviously the
it
business
was
deal like
definitely
Last
not
beforehand
May.
too, right?
And
It
I
was, like,
wouldn't say it
last
was
May.
even 1 year, 6 months. It was like a little less.
Yeah. It's also hard to know when to cut off with like. Obviously, when it comes to IP holders and stuff, there's talks with the team even before we even get started on anything, right? So,
Yeah, it's not 100% work for sure.
But in terms of the process for creating the island, we all watched Jurassic Park, Jurassic World, and Jurassic World 2. We didn't really visit as much 2 and 3, which seems like are not necessarily fan favorites, and they're also on the other island. And I think Isla Sorna, I think is the name. But
that sounds right. I was trying to think, rack my brain of like, what was that island's name called? I don't remember.
yeah, if we had Justin here, he's like a mega fan. So that was also a good resource for us to tap into. I think he had some of the Jurassic World theme music at his wedding.
Did he really?
So, yeah.
Is that Justin Woods?
True story.
Yep.
That Justin?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
I can see that. That tracks for me. That's cool though.
Yeah.
You're a fan.
So we brought him in during the ideation process and making sure that we're hitting a lot of those stuff. But in terms of the actual world build, so we watched all of the movies. We try to map out where things are, how things look, and then Steve Enos, one of the other designers on the team, he was mostly responsible for doing the world, like the world build. So he started off with a 1/10 scale build of the map, which you could do easily. We use tools like MC Edit to help buff stuff in quickly, and went through review processes there, like asking Universal, like is this where this is supposed to be, before we actually go in and spend all this time like creating assets and making everything super detailed, right? We want to make sure that things are generally gelled together. I think we actually might have started on grid paper outside of the game.
Really?
To sketch stuff out, and then off of that, we once everyone on the team agreed, like that's kind of what we think it is. He did the 1/10 scale. I think we got approval on that, and then after that we blew it up 10 times. And
Wow.
then so there's a really old version of the map. You'll go in, and the innovation center is just like a giant cube, like no detail at all, and then going in there and changing it all. So the process is interesting on Minecraft builds, especially with the tools available currently in the community. A lot of the tools that are made are mostly for Java Edition. There are some Bedrock stuff, but it's nowhere close yet.
Mm-hmm.
And so for us, like we said, we used MCEdit. I can't remember which version, but it was one of the ones that was compatible with 1.12. And then from there, we were converted into Bedrock and then started working. The problem with that is at the time, there's not like a good way to go back, right? So if we messed up and said like, oh, this needs to be on like the other side of the island, like I guess we're doing it block by block now because or throwing away the work that we've done in between. So making sure that we have everything right in the first place is super important for, especially since we're on a timeline. And while he was building all that stuff, I was off in a different level, just making dinosaurs and figuring out how the disaster system is going to work and all the functions in there, so that once he was done, or we got like 80% of the way through the build, I could merge in, bring in all of the like logic and stuff, and then start to have it work in the actual world. And then from there, it's just like a mad scramble, especially with our worlds not being able to be checked in, right? Like, I mean, they can be checked in, but there's no merge format.
There's
right?
no merge because it's all binary. Yeah.
Yep. So, we had to have a very careful process in place on who has the level and checking in and out, and trying to parallelize as many things as possible. Thankfully, because we have functions and some other stuff for commands, we can try a bunch of that stuff out of the world while someone else is editing the world without having to be like, "Hey, can you shut down the world and bring it back on so I can get the update." So, yeah, I mean that's kind of the general gist of it. There's obviously a lot more. There's a lot of content in here.
Yeah, I mean the whole world is huge, and I think it's funny too because like I'm sure all the Minecraft creators and partners that are in the chat right now are like, oh, even the Mojang team gets to deal with all the fun of developing Minecraft stuff that we do.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, I guess what I would say is people might think we have like separate tools or maybe like internal tools that we don't give out to people, and it's like, nope, we pretty much have exactly the same tools that you do. The only difference is in terms of access to, like I can, if I don't understand like what this component needs, I can go talk to the developer and be like, hey, what are the fields? And then they'll hopefully answer me. Sometimes that doesn't always happen quickly, but
yeah.
So mostly it's just about access for that stuff, and additionally things like new features that we're going to support, right? So
yeah, like the NPC
this is
stuff.
kind of the showcase, quote unquote, map for bringing NPCs from the Education Edition into Bedrock. So now all of our creators can go and make content with NPCs.
Exactly, and then also data-driven recipes too, with all the the Dino
yeah,
DNA
I mean, there's
stuff
there's a whole handful of stuff, right? Yeah, recipes, and there's some animation like fixes and changes that are like real like pretty technical, so I won't get into them right now. But stuff like that building this content helped us push for changes on that stuff.
Yeah.
So, but other than that, like, yeah, we're using all the same tools that you guys are. For our modeling process, like we use Blockbench a lot, and I'll do an extreme shout out to specifically the particle creation tool that Janice has made, or Yanis. I don't know the pronunciation.
It's Yanis. Yeah, it's Yanis.
Okay.
Snowstorm, right? I think.
Yeah, Snowstorm is super helpful, especially given not everyone on our team is as great with parametric equations, which is kind of what you need to be.
What a
have
shocker!
in mind as you're building that stuff. Yeah, I mean, luckily, I come from a programming background and stuff, so I've done a lot of that over the years.
Like I can't even spell that word, man.
Yeah, so one of the questions from chat from Arsenic, I'm kind of curious, like Tia and Kirk and Mistag, like all of your perspectives on this question. What is one of the, how did he phrase it? What is the biggest challenges that you faced when making this content?
Which one do we choose?
Yeah, I mean, there's obviously a lot of issues. For me,
Dinosaurs.
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 I'm always a pessimist,
The
so
most
I always think
important
about the things that like I could do, and
Mhm.
the glass is always half empty to me. So I'm never satisfied. There's so many things that, through the limitation of our behaviors, and because they're components, and I can't really change uh, the underlying code on like how pathfinding works or something like that, right? Then I'm kind of stuck with putting together these puzzle pieces, these Lego blocks of components. We couldn't quite get to what I would have liked for where we ended with dinosaur behaviors. And that's kind of part of the, just right now, it's the nature of Minecraft, right? Like the vanilla mobs, some of them are complex, but for the most part, they're pretty simple. And a lot of the stuff we were trying to do here was pretty complex. If you looked at like our original design for dinosaurs, there are crazy things in there. Like we want like 3 different types of attacks, and like I want them all to have like crazy good behaviors that like look exactly like what they're supposed to be doing, where they're like grouping up and clever girling and
Yep.
all this stuff. And that's just not like a big possibility with what we have right now. So yeah, dinosaurs. If Bart were here, I'm sure he would say animations.
Yeah.
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 What about you? What about you, Kirk? I'm sure you have something that sticks out.
Yeah, just for me, dinosaurs for sure. There's so many angles to dinosaurs, like you just mentioned animation, that I'm sure we all had challenges with them. But with the art team specifically, uh, it was a huge growth opportunity for everybody, because making such big mobs was not working out with our current tool, and was not working out with our current texturing process. And we had made a few dinosaurs and they were not looking good. And the amount of time it would take for me to sort of review them and paint over and get them in a good spot was just it was stacking up, and it was taking too much time. And one of our huge things that saved us was Blockbench, because in Blockbench you can paint directly on models with the pixel art. And so we made the switch, and we said we think this is going to be a huge time saver, and it's also just going to make the review process easier. I can just get in, make changes, give it back to the artist. They can continue to develop it. We'll match the character of the design of the dinosaurs really well, and it worked. Painting directly on model is a huge leg up when it comes to 3D art, and especially since I come from pixel art. That's what I've been doing most of my career. And so I've done a little bit of 3D, but it's not my forte, I would say. It was amazing to have a team of artists, a really, amazing, talented team of artists, create the dinosaurs, paint them. I get to sort of touch them up, give it back to them with advice, and then have them finish them off, and then just go back and forth until we're done. And yeah, there was at one point just this hurdle of not only finding the first dinosaur to look good and match, the level of quality that we wanted, but then now you got to do that 25 more times, and then you got to recolor those, 3 times each. So good luck.
Yeah, seriously.
It was just this huge
Mountain. It was a mountain of
list
dinosaurs.
of this is how much time this is going to take minimum. good luck.
Yeah, I apologize again. I know I apologized before, but every time we're just like, I think it would be better in this color. Just like, I'm sure you're just like,
Just tearing his
Like, oh,
hair
just
out.
move
Yeah.
those
No,
3
no, no.
pixels to
And
the left. Can you move that little pixel to the right?
that's like another like thing to talk about. And I don't even know how this would come up in a question other than you just mentioned it. But like we had a really fun time. Me and Stag and Design and Tia like just working together in those meetings where we would review all the art and do all the feedback and then deliver it and then get it back the next week. Those meetings were really cool because at that point we had great art, but we were analyzing it to see if it could be even greater. And so we did that every single week.
I
It was
do miss
great.
those meetings. We to give you
Yeah,
some
yeah.
context too, like the art team
Seeing
and the
all the
design
cool
team
stuff.
would take the art so seriously every step of the way that by the time it would get to the universal stage of approval, they would almost always like green light it. Like we very rarely ever got any kind of major feedback that was like, nope, that's completely wrong. You
yeah.
need to
Well, I
start
mean,
over.
we were
Mm.
we were already analyzing it. Like this pixel needs to be over one more, right?
Exactly.
Like we were at that level of
Yeah.
Yeah, and they just
scrutiny.
saw it and they were like, wow, this is you nailed it first try.
Yeah.
Then they just give you
They
the big old
were
stamp of approval.
they were always really impressed, and they were always sincere when they were telling us that we were taking it as seriously as they take their own franchise, right, and their own IP because they hold it so close to their heart. And to give you like a different perspective, they're talking about dinosaurs. I would say the biggest challenge that I really started to see was getting the Minecraft part and the universal part of Jurassic World to stay on the same page as much as possible, because here you are, you're taking these blockbuster movies that are known no matter what generation or year that they come out. They are meant to look realistic and scary, really elicit this kind of fear, even though in the back of your head, like, is that really a T-Rex, or is that like some dude in a suit with like little golf balls on him to help capture some motion, right? And so to get Universal, it was a great partner to work with because they were so willing to meet us in the middle about, like what is realistic in a Minecraft universe. Because,
Yeah.
everyone wants to see a realistic dinosaur. They want to see teeth and blood and scary things, but we're also Minecraft, like no blood. We're really big into that wholesome kind of playing experience that all people can enjoy without having to worry about like, oh, everything's really violent or someone's gonna die, even though it is Jurassic. So it's kind of like, how do you mix those two together? And so getting Universal and Minecraft on board about what direction, maybe skins are going, or what direction the music is going, or, are the sound effects too realistic? Are do they sound too much like a
Yeah.
movie, but like they're fit onto this blocky animal that's like running around, only has one type of attack, only one type of like idle timeout, and getting those limitations in a place where everyone understands, okay, what's the best that we can do with these limitations or these expectations. So that was
Yeah,
probably
and there's also
very unique.
some like interesting interplay, like you said, between where Minecraft is coming from and where IP holders are coming from, right? Like one of our rules is we don't want firearms in the game. So like as we not that Jurassic Park is a movie about firearms, right? But there are some in there. So things like our tranquilizer gun. Instead, we have a tranquilizer crossbow. And so finding creative ways to solve that issue. So it's a constant concern for a lot of IPs.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Right.
How do you marry these two concepts that seem at odds?
Yep.
Cool. Well, I think the final question to wrap it up with is I want to know what each person's either the thing that you're most excited about or you're most proud of as a part of this project. And it has to be one single thing. I'm going to challenge you to make it one single thing.
Ooh,
I don't know, like
challenge accepted.
whoever goes first. It doesn't matter to me.
Gotta think about that.
I was
I
like,
know.
I'm gonna let one of those two answer first.
I know,
I
it's a
gotta
tough
think of a
question.
good answer.
I'm just gonna go first so you guys don't take mine.
Fair. Well played.
Maybe I'll
Which
just say
is,
ditto.
I'm proud of.
No.
I'm proud. I'm most proud of everybody who put like their time and attention and passion and like expertise into this. It was honestly, yeah, it was a lot of fun. to work on, and everybody made it really easy, even when it was challenging.
I'm still thinking.
Yeah.
Well,
on, you
Kirk,
guys got
I
this.
was going in that direction.
I mean,
Kirk
there's just
beat
so
me
many
to
things
it,
to be
so
proud
fuck
of. I
it.
don't know.
I took the team one because it's true. I mean, I'll let you guys handle the other ones.
Okay. I have one. It's similar to Kirk though, so maybe I'm kind of cheating here, but I'm most proud of the endurance of the team. Endurance in
Mm.
every kind of aspect, whether it be consistent work, whether it be showing up in office during COVID, during all of these intense social justice moments where everyone is very unclear on what they are doing, what they want to do to help, what can we do as individuals, as a
Mhm.
community, as a society, even as a company. Even also endurance when it came to morale, right?
Mm.
This was
Mhm.
such a big project that the endurance for everyone to be able to pick up their head and go, okay, yesterday was hard, today's going to be maybe harder, but I'm still going to show up for myself, for the team, for Minecraft, for Universal, for Jurassic and Minecraft fans, right?
Yeah.
The endurance to be able to take every single hit as we go, or fly over every bump or obstacle that could even come up that you might not even expect. I'm impressed and proud at how much stamina everyone has for each other and for the world and for development, because I know it wasn't easy. That's for
Mhm.
sure.
Yeah. I'm gonna tack on a little bit to that so I can kind of cheat and have two things. But speaking of enduring, just everyone on the team who stepped up and did things that were outside of their norm, right? People learning how to do commands that have never done it before to help out on the project, who may have just been world builders or pixel artists before, and just really going above and beyond for that. So I'll add that to your enduring, and then I'll use my other one to be selfish and say the lore thing is just too cool to me. Like being able to say that, like, I'm really proud that we made a super accurate version of the map in terms of like universal size, and yep, really that we did justice to the series. So
Mhm.
there's
Totally
my
agree.
selfish answer and my sentimental answer.
Nice. All right, last question before we wrap up. I said that was my last one, but I missed one question from chat. So this is a lightning round rapid fire answer.
Bring it
So
on.
now that this is
Oh,
in your
no.
belt of cool things that you've done, what
Dark Souls.
IP would you do next if you were given the opportunity for anything at all?
Oh,
Dark
God.
Souls.
Dark Souls? All right, Dark Souls
Oh, that was
from
quick.
Mike.
Like, yeah, there's probably other answers, but I mean the Soulsborne series, I just love those games. So being able to do something like that would be super cool.
I put mine in the chat.
Does it have to be a realistic answer for Minecraft?
You guys can
I don't think we would ever do
Oh
Dark
my
Souls,
God,
but
look at this.
I want it.
I was like, yeah, what did Kirk say?
Yeah, let me click this.
Gonna make the
Sailor
click-on
Mooncraft.
Sailor Mooncraft.
Oh man.
Oh, that's dope.
Oh Jesus.
That's pretty sick. All right,
Fuck yeah.
are they Bandai Namco? Is that Sailor Moon? Are they?
Ooh, that's a great question. I don't know. I can't
Okay.
answer that.
Okay. Because I know we've worked with them before. We did a Power Ranger skin pack. So I'm just saying we have the relationship
And
that exists already.
Pac-Man as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Tia, what's yours?
Mine is like The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess.
Ooh, Twilight
That
Princess.
game holds a very like special place in my heart, and maybe it's just because I want to be an elf prince and I want to be a wolf and have the ability to switch back to both. I feel like it would fit Minecraft
Nice.
well, right? Like some kind of like dungeony feels, maybe some boss fights, maybe some large mob support. I could see some real gains in there,
Yeah, I'm
and I
following.
think that nostalgia too. So
That could be pretty sweet.
that
I
was
could
pretty
get down with
great.
that.
Oh, I'd be so
Yeah.
about it.
Zelda's
So
a great answer. I'm kind of jealous. I should have thought about it more.
Zelda.
Yeah, see, you went too quick. You went too quick, man.
We said lightning round.
Yeah, that's true. As I say, Mike hit the lightning perfectly because it was just
Yeah, I
immediate.
just hit
He
the
knew
word
exactly
round.
what it was.
Yeah.
Toy
Yeah, I
animation.
mean,
All right, I get it. I got it. Nice.
Yeah, we worked with Nintendo before. I mean, we had the Mario
We do have the Mario pack.
mashup mech, so
That
I'd love
is
to be able to do more stuff there. But
that is a
who
good
knows?
point.
Please. Or Nintendogs. I could also see
I mean,
that.
that's kind of one of the great things about Minecraft is that it's just so widespread and well loved that
Yeah.
I mean, even with like talking with Universal, right? They were like chuffed to be like working with Minecraft and stuff. So it certainly helps open a lot of doors. So I'd love to be able to work on that stuff in the future. That'd be cool.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Well, thank you all
Someone
three.
just said Dragon Ball Z in the
I was
chat.
gonna say Dragon Ball Z. We could go. I saw that too as well. We could go do the 2
That
for
might have
1.
been my second.
Yeah.
Joel too. If Joel were here, that's
I know Joel's
Yeah.
a
Joel
huge
would be all
DBZ
about it.
fan. He'd be so stoked. That'd be sick.
Be all over it.
Yeah, as long as it wasn't like a movie tie-in to Dragon Ball Evolution.
Yes, that's true. We're just talking about the anime, potentially throwing some of the manga in there. Just mix it up. Get both. Why not?
Although to be fair, without the movie, we never would have gotten Super.
That's a good
Because
point.
Akira Toriyama was like, I can't let that be like the last. He was gonna retire, but he's like, I can't let that be the last like Dragon Ball thing.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, fair enough.
There it is. Well, cool. Well, thank you 3 very much. This is really, really cool. I'm really happy that I was able to talk to you guys a little bit more about the map and also play more of the map. So, if there's any last minute parting words you like to say to Twitch chat.
Well, thank you for even having us, and having this kind of exposure, because there is so much work that goes into a map like this. It takes, a little over a year to be able to pull this off. And I have all of this Jurassic knowledge, and I just want to share with everybody. But
Yeah.
it's very difficult to how do you do it in a way that is digestible? That's not just like random ramblings on like, did you know this fact? What about this fact? Did you know this? There's also that. That's all firing in my head at all times. And I'm so glad that there's an outlet for it, because like I think a lot of people are just nerds for Jurassic and then nerds for Minecraft, and so
Mhm.
I'm thankful that I was able to share even just a glimpse of what we've been doing for this much time. So thank you to all of you for coming.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. It was I was very excited to hop on Discord with you fine friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Oh,
That's all I
Minecraft's
got. Cool stream. Maybe
Yeah,
I'll
no
check it
problem.
out.
Yeah, I'll be
Yeah,
here
thanks everyone for watching.
every Friday, 3 to 5, playing some Minecraft maps. I don't know. I'm not sure what's one's next. It'll be whatever launches on next Tuesday.
Yeah. I'll put on my Outlook.
Yeah, there you go.
That's probably there. No more meetings at this time, guys. Actually, maybe the meeting will just be to go watch Quinn.
Hey, there you go. That's how it started. That was actually the history. It was that it started it started as a morale event for my partner team called Millers in Minecraft. I put it on their calendar, and I just said, "Hey, you want to play some Minecraft on Fridays from 3 to 5?" They're like, "Sweet, sounds great." And then like 2 weeks after, I'm like, "Hey, it'd be kind of fun to stream this." And then 4 months later, here we are.
Cool.
Nice.
The last thing I want to say is thanks to everybody in the chat for all the nice comments and coming out here to check it out and ask us questions and stuff. Super awesome.
Yeah, we peaked at like 45 viewers. That's
Awesome.
that ain't bad. That ain't bad at all. All right, I'm gonna hop off Discord and sign off the stream. So thank you all for joining.
Thank you. Have a
Cool.
good one.
Great.
Peace out.
See ya.